What I'm going to show you today is all the rage. It's called a balloon planter. You've probably seen it on Pinterest or on one of those social media platforms. And if you haven't given it a try, then I'm going to show you slower, with a bit more detail, exactly how you can get it right. So folks, what you're going to need is a couple of party balloons. That's if you blow them up too big and then they pop, so always have a few on standby. Something that you can rest the balloon in. I've got a little terracotta pot. It could be a yogurt tub. It could be really anything that's round, most importantly. Sponge, somewhere that you can make a terrible mess on, so that you're not going to destroy anything around you. I'm using some Fastcrete. It works really well. It dries very, very quickly. That's what I want. Any quick drying cement product that you can buy in a box, basically. And some water, and then of course somewhere where we mix it all in. So, where do we get started? We start off with the mixture. Okay, pop in some water. And then you can use a little trowel or something to mix it, but your hands are going to get dirty, so just embrace it and mix the water with the product. Look at this. This is beaut. And you can see it's very gooey, very sticky. At some point you're going to say, will my hands ever be the same again? And the answer is yes, they will. So just stay with me. Next up, let's get this balloon. Yellow, blue it'll be. Blow the balloon up to the desired size. A little bit more. One more for good luck. Right. Tie a nice tight knot. Oh, this is so messy and glorious. I probably should have blown the balloon up first, but that takes half the fun out of it. Then this part where you've tied the knot goes down. Okay, there we go. And you see why you need something to hold it on. Some people use a sponge, but folks, don't trust that. It doesn't work. Why? Because we've tried it. So now all you do is you take your mixture and you're going to start slapping it on. And you want to start at the top, work it round, mold it on, and you'll find that this dries really quickly. So work around, don't be scared, just go for it. And the whole part about this is the texture that you get on the outside, because that's what's so amazing. Like, no machines were used to make it, just simply your hands and a balloon. Right, we've worked it all the way down to the edge here, right to the edge of where the pot is. All I need to do now, clean off my hands just slightly, and we're going to wet the sponge, and then we're just going to smooth it off just a wee bit. All right, then all we do is just smooth it off just a bit, and this depending on what kind of look you're wanting. Work it in, smooth it off, and once you've done that, the last thing that I need you to do is to make a little hole in the top here. Right, once you've smoothed it off, and stop yourself smoothing, because this is not about perfection, this is imperfection. So stop yourself, Tanya, let it go and allow it to dry. And within 1 or 2 hours, because this dries really quickly, we can get back to it and pop the balloon. All right, folks, it's been 2 hours. Look, color's changed, all still attached. Up we go. Pop it there. Okay. Don't stress if bits come off like that, because we are going to sand the edges just to get the roughness off there. Okay, are you ready? I want to hear a drum roll. Do, 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 do. This is very exciting. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and bah! Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, now take a bit of sandpaper, and just where you've got really, really fine, like where your cement mixture came just to the edge, just get rid of that, because that invariably is going to break off because it is such a weak point. Okay, folks, I think that is enough. We've got all the really thin, weak edges, those simply as we were sanding, so they just fell off and crumbled, and that's okay. But this is just gorgeous. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's got movement, got texture. I love the color. I wouldn't do anything with it, just as is. All right, guys, so pot is ready. And what have we chosen to plant in it? Well, I have got some beautiful, beautiful sempervivums. Now, sempervivums, their common name is the house leek. And in the colder temperatures, winter, late winter into early spring, they turn these beautiful colors. Some of them even go maroon. You get hundreds of different varieties of them. So if you do find them at your local garden center, snap them up because they are just beautiful. They grow by means of little offsets, by shoots. They make little babies, they make little leeklets, and they are just too gorgeous. So really nice and easy to look after, and I think that contrast in the color with these little rosettes are going to look spectacular because they are just perfect. What I'm going to need is some gravel. That's going to go at the bottom of the pot. Okay, so in it goes. Because sempervivums hate wet feet. The most important thing you need to remember is that you will only water them once every 10 to 14 days. You want this plant to dry out completely before you re-water. If you find that the edges are starting to go brown, that is generally a sign of overwatering. So in goes a nice amount of gravel. That's for some good drainage. In here, I've got a mixture of some potting soil. It's half silica sand, half potting soil. Really nice and easy. And I'm just going to mix it up. Right, nice and well mixed. We're not going to need much soil here at all. Take a bit of the mixture, pop it into the base, and we're going to try and keep as much of the soil as possible on this little house leek because we want it to remain in that beautiful clump. I almost want the clump oozing out of my little spherical pot, if that makes sense. So in it gets here, that should be about enough. Then what I'm going to need, pair of scissors, and here what we're going to do is we are going to go down the side, okay, of the bag. There we go. Open up the bag like that. Transfer it across to here, and then break off a bit of this excess soil. Oh, nice and snug. Nice and snug. And I've even got a bit of space to put my second one in. Always have a paintbrush handy whenever you're planting succulents, because it's those bits of soil that get stuck into these beautiful, perfect little concentric rows of leaves that we then get soil stuck in. And if you try and get it out with your fingers, you're just going to squash it in further and destroy your beautiful plant. So after my little paintbrushing, oh man, I am so happy with this little boy. Look at it. Beautiful pot. Lovely sempervivums, little house leeks oozing over it. In time to come, they're going to cascade all the way down here. And this, my friends, is one very happy gardener come DIYer.